So I kind of feel bad even saying it.
No, you don't.
I do. So I was on Lakeshore Drive today and I passed by a sign that said AIDS Garden.
Wait, no. AIDS.
Like the disease, AIDS Garden.
Okay.
And so, I don't spend a lot of time looking at this sign, but my assumption is that it's some sort of, fundraiser or charity or something for AIDS research or AIDS, cure efforts.
A noble cause.
Something like that. Or something to that effect. But my marketing brain went off and was like, okay, but you decided to call it the AIDS Garden? That's a little bit weird, doesn't it? Like, that makes it sound like this is a garden you go to get AIDS. Like, if you were making some sort of landscape for, like, leukemia research, you would not call it a cancer garden.
Oh my God. Hey, where are you headed to? Oh, we're going to the cancer garden. Gonna go harvest some cancer.
This seems like a serious oversight. Why would you call it the AIDS Garden?
I'm gonna Google this right now to see what it is.
Because I can't figure... It's a thing. Like, if you look up AIDS Garden for Chicago, it's... I don't know what it's for, really, but...
It just is a garden.
Yeah, I think that's just what it's called. It looks like there's education.
Oh, it is HIV resources, it says on the on here.
Okay, because I was like, why? It's
people sharing their stories living with AIDS.
And I get it, but I don't know why you called it that nonetheless.
Oh, terrible. Terrible name. AIDS Garden.
You called it the AIDS Garden and you didn't think, this might send the wrong idea. This might be projecting the wrong message. Yeah, I know it's about, people struggling with AIDS, but like, come on, man.
I feel like there's like a level of fear you're still allowed to have around AIDS and now monkeypox. And yes, I did say those two for a specific reason. Like, I understand that I cannot catch AIDS lest you bleed into me or some shit like that, or you spit in my mouth a lot. So, like, I'm not worried about catching AIDS. I think that maybe AIDS is not, it's not the best for your brand. If you are trying to sell, it's eye-catching. I'll give it that. But, like, if I was, this is like a Nathan for you bit. Like, how you'll get people to your garden? Put AIDS on it. Cover it in AIDS. Fill it with AIDS.
Make sure everyone knows it's the AIDS Garden. They'll want to know what that's about.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to the AIDS Garden.
It seemed like the plans were shaping it to be a lovely garden.
Oh, it looks great. It looks beautiful.
They put a lot of design work into... You put so much design work into the garden element, but nothing into the name element. You had an intern go, hey, what should we call this garden? What do you think of when you think, like, AIDS?
They could have called it the Positive Garden because you're HIV AIDS positive. Yeah. Positive Garden.
Yeah.
Instead, you went with AIDS. Like, when I'm playing FIFA and I am the most angry I could be at the other team that's beating me, usually what comes out of my mouth is, I hope you fucking die of AIDS. Not like, I hope you fucking take a lovely walk around the AIDS garden and educate yourself.
But I love it, I love that they went in that direction.
I love AIDS too.
I love that it's called the AIDS Garden, because now that's a conversation piece forever, Oh, I went to the AIDS Garden. You what? Yeah, I just had a lovely stroll.
Took a little walk about town in the AIDS district. You went to Boys Town? You can't make a good AIDS joke anymore. What? Okay. Cancel culture's gone too far. Wokeness has gone too far. You can't make a funny AIDS joke anymore.
Okay, here's my question. When it comes to making funny AIDS jokes, right? Because theoretically, based on timeline, it's got to be in the same camp as like a 9/11 joke. You think?
It's older. It should be more acceptable to make an AIDS joke than a 9/11 joke. But I can make a million 9/11 jokes every day. Yesterday, I made a 9/11 joke. I was fucking with the Chicago DSA, and they were like, "Oh, we got this meeting. It's on September 11th." And I said, "Oh, I can't make it. I'm going to be celebrating." Like, you can do that. But with AIDS, I just don't get AIDS.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to Taking the L podcast. As always, I'm sorry. We recorded about 10 minutes of the podcast.
Premium content.
Premium fucking content before I realized that our guest today, Spencer Speener, his audio was not being recorded. So we're having to, this is take 2. So we took our first L. We're on the come up now. We're much like Bill Clinton, the comeback kid.
I took an L, but
we're professionals. Yeah,
we're professional podcasters.
This is a real show.
It is. Okay, so because we're professionals, we want to quickly live review your feet on the podcast. So why don't you tell us how your feet got this gnarly, and then we will describe the foot.
Well, it all started in the year 1998 when I was born. Actually, I had no fucking. I like went on a 12-mile hike yesterday. Wore the wrong shoes. That's the main TLDR of it. And I knew I had a couple blisters, but I didn't realize how bad they were until I took off my shoe, and I have like this massive like. It looks like that one kid in Fairly Odd Parents that has a huge zit on his face.
Oh, the boil. Yeah.
Yeah, the boil. Yeah, it looks like that, but on my big toe. Like,
it's very scary.
It's very scary. The coloration even is the same. Yeah.
The veins are just so prominent.
I just have I'm a pretty veiny guy. I'm a vascular guy in general. Really? I'm not on steroids or anything. I just have like my hands are like that too. But I got monkey feet, honestly, a little bit. Long ass toes. I wish, man. No, yeah. So
sounds legit.
It just sounds legit, man. I'm trying to go to that phase event with monkeypox.
Well, he wants monkeypox because right now every person with monkeypox is like trending on Twitter. You just have to post a thread saying you have monkeypox and all of the ways in which your anus hurts.
Yeah.
And then like, you'll get like hundreds of thousands of like,
all right, we need to destigmatize it. So I have rectal monkeypox, a thread. It's
Pictures.
bleeding when I shit. Please give me engagement.
It feels like someone stuffed glass into my asshole.
What happened to shame? You know, I love that thumbnail so much. Like the one where it's like just I don't even fucking know what it's from, but yeah.
Okay, so you went on a 12-mile hike by accident.
It was supposed to be 8. Yeah, I pretty good don't know the story. Yeah, quirky. We went on a 12-mile hike. It was supposed to be 8 miles. I wore the wrong shoes because I was fucking dumb. It was 1 a.m. when I got up for it because it was a sunrise hike.
Disgusting.
And I was like, I just saw boots and I was like, they must be hiking boots. They must be my hiking boots. Not realizing they were just like mine, like the shoes I wear in the winter that they fit, but they're not like a snug, like what your hiking boots are supposed to do.
Socks.
Wait, so do you have hiking boots?
I left them like in my hometown. I don't have them in Seattle, which I'm dumb. I didn't realize that either. So just lots of L's happening.
I don't know
But,
why you
yeah.
wouldn't be tipped off by the fact that they wanted to come and get you at 1:30 a.m. to go.
Well, yeah, we planned that out. I was on board. I was like, this is a great idea. You want this feels dirty to admit, but I did it for a Hinge photo. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I went to the Peak just so I get my photo taken. I'm a basic bitch. I needed that shit.
Hinge is
I needed
also,
to look.
the worst of the apps.
No, it is not.
okay,
It is fucking. I
okay,
fucking disagree.
Maybe we'll have to rate dating apps after this, but like,
Yeah,
because I do have some.
I could
strong
post this on
opinions.
Hinge. I could post my foot photo on Hinge, and I wouldn't get banned.
Don't post this on Hinge. This
I'm
is
not going to do it,
disgusting.
but I could. It's
is-
the freedom.
This is
It's the freedom
absolutely
to do so.
disgusting. You have a very
Yeah.
wide. I don't know what you call the like area of the foot underneath the toes, but it's super wide for you. It's almost wider than the width of your toes.
Oh, you mean like the? Oh, yeah.
If I may, the
Like thigh gaps for my
blister
toes?
the thigh gap of toes. The blister on your big toe is
Mm-hmm.
bigger than your pinky toe.
It,
You
it
have
literally is. Yeah,
An inwards pinky toe with no nail.
it has a nail. It's just that I just cut it like way too short, probably.
Okay. You have you have a chose.
I'm bad at cutting my.
pinky toe.
I do a show with pinky toe. I also I think it I just ruined it because I would wear too small of shoes during tennis and shit. I used to play tennis a lot in high school.
You look like you would
before
play
that-
tennis in high school.
Yeah, and I think I just I just did not treat my feet well at all.
Yeah.
That shit was always.
I'm not gonna say it shows, but I will say
Yeah.
your wiki feed score not great. Much like your TikTok followers, it's going down.
Yeah, not great. We're going down. Yeah.
But yeah, your TikTok followers are going down because
Mm-hmm.
you posted some TikToks criticizing Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. Yeah. So honestly, I'm not really losing anyone of value, so that's kind of nice. But I think part of
It's
too,
not a
I'm-
pyramid scheme, bro.
It's not-
I'm not in a pyramid scheme.
Commentate W. Commentate W. Bugatti.
He has the
You're paying
The worst
they
accent.
Pay $50 a month for a Discord server.
yeah.
That's awesome.
For the uninitiated,
That he just uses to brigade people because he gets roasted all the time.
For the uninitiated, Andrew Tate is. What does he do besides human trafficking?
He was a D-League MMA fighter.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he owns a bunch of casinos in Eastern Europe.
Awesome.
And then he moved
And-
to Romania because they have laxer rape laws.
And he was already he was getting investigated. So he was
he's
gonna bounce.
Yeah. He runs a cam girl service, which he does human trafficking to get the girls to do the cam girl stuff, essentially. But now he is an incel hero, essentially, because let's be honest, he's one of the fuggliest. He looks like Ed from Ed, and Eddie. Okay.
Yeah.
This man has no chin. It's just neck, mouth. There's nothing in between. He's got Dumbo ass ears, crooked eyes.
I will say his amount of popularity on the internet is really impressive for somebody who looks like he does.
But the
You
reason
know?
why is because
if you're an incel and you're sitting there thinking like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna get any pussy because of my bone structure, and then you see Andrew Tate's ugly fucking ass,
Bald.
like just fully getting whatever he wants, and it's just like maybe there's hope for me. Maybe I should listen
Yeah.
to this guy because this guy
Is he getting it or is he taking it? You know, he I think the thing with him is I think someone pointed this out, but a lot of the reason he's popular is because he's just kind of forced into the algorithm because of the MLM aspect of Hustlers University, where
Yeah.
he encourages his followers to post clips of him to get more people to join. And so they're incentivized monetarily. It's just the same as with NFT people, where it's just they put way too much stake into something, and it's not just hard to admit they're wrong because it's the internet. It's hard because they could lose it all, you know?
There's also, I mean, his sort of trying to whitewash his raid by the police in Romania for
Yeah.
a kidnapping investigation. It's definitely involving a PR campaign, right? He hired some PR
100%.
firm to rehab his image and to boost
And
his profile.
Yeah, and now there's a lot of it's one of those things too where it's a lot of what he says is just batshit insane, and it's hilarious because
He
of
was in
that.
a debate with Hassan, and he kept saying empirical evidence.
Yeah.
He said it multiple times until Hassan was like, bro. Or he kept saying imperial. Excuse me,
Imperial,
evidence.
yeah, imperial
And
evidence.
So Hassan was like, bro, it's empirical. Why are
And also,
you
he
saying
kept like whenever there
imperial?
was any like study that Hassan would like cite, he'd be like internet numbers.
Yeah,
You're just
kept
gonna believe
calling
anything you
it-
said on the internet. And it's like it's not everything is facilitated by the internet.
He was
A lot of those
citing
studies are in
to
person.
Studies performed by fucking
Insurance companies.
professionally.
Yeah, who like that's their entire thing is to like see who's high risk and not, for better for worse, honestly. But you know,
Okay, so you took an L with these feet. I'm gonna give them
now with these feet,
on a
4?
scale of 1 to 10.
It's better than I was expecting.
As it is now, it's a 2. I'm so sorry, but I can imagine
What?
this foot being a 4.
Okay.
No. It's a 4 now. It's usually a 6. Okay, let's be honest. It does its job. Some
Okay,
people like
wait.
the grippers. Some people like the grippers. Okay, I got little monkey
Here's the
grippers.
thing. People who like long toes and veiny feet.
Yeah. Okay,
this
well,
is
don't
gonna
make it
be
sound
really
like that.
sexy for them. You know, if
Okay.
they like
If you like a gnarly vascular,
If you like hands, imagine a hand,
if you
but
like
on
a
your
foot
feet.
that looks like it's been stepped
Yeah.
on a lot.
It was actually that. I think that other toe, like the right one. I was at a Mariners game and I wore flip flops.
I like the idea of referring to your toes as right toes and left toes.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot the name of the big toe. The same one that has a blister on it, the right one. I like it got stepped on at like a Mariners game because I was wearing a flip flop in the
was
beer
that
garden.
after the hiking.
That was before. That was like months before. That was like the week of my accident thing that happened.
Okay, so now we've gotten past this L. Let's get into
Yeah.
your next L because you took a series of L's, which
That
is
was-
great
that
for
was
the
just-
podcast.
Yeah, great for the podcast. Yeah. Woo.
I
was
saw
rough.
you tweeting about it, and I was like,
I milked the fuck out of that shit. I was like,
this is what this podcast is for.
yeah, for falling on my face and right side off of a fucking e-scooter.
So how did it happen? Set the scene. This,
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah.
everyone listening, we didn't get this far in the conversation before.
This is
New
raw. This is
content.
raw footage. Raw. Yeah, a lot of pictures are on Instagram. I think I have a story. I have a story time on my Instagram. I have a lot of pictures on Twitter too. What happened was I was on a long date that day. It was a nice date. It went pretty well.
Did
it
you
was-
talk to her again?
No, we went on another date after, but it wasn't like honestly, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like great. So,
Okay. Mid.
yeah, it's mid. Like she's a nice person. Just I don't know. But went on a long date. Like we went to like one of the islands in the Puget Sound kind of thing because there's a ferry and shit. It's pretty cheap. And then came back, hung out for a bit. I was at her place for a while, and then I was leaving at like 10 p.m. ish, 9:30 p.m. Ubers are expensive. You know, Ubers are expensive. Women be shopping, Ubers be expensive. We know the facts of life. So I buy one of those scooter things like on my phone, the rent a scooter, get on it, almost home,
Really
going
quick,
well.
just for anyone who's not from a city who might not know what he's talking about, you can, in most major cities now, like you can rent bicycles, you can rent motorized scooters, not like mobility scooters.
No, not like
a
the
Walmart scooter, but like
No.
literally you're standing up on the scooter, but it's motorized, so it's relatively fast. In Chicago, we
Yeah.
have Lime scooters.
Yeah, we have in Seattle there is Lime. Superlink was the one I was on. Do not recommend that. And then there's Birds now. Which are really they just
guys just
they
got
just
those there?
dropped
You just
them.
got
We
Birds?
just got those. We had Lime as the main one for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, Lime is the big one. There's also some other brands too, but I forget their fucking names. Yeah, so I was on a scooter. These puppies go pretty fast sometimes. Okay, I was like going 15, 20. Yeah, these bad boys go a little speedy, you know. Between 15 and 20 miles per hour. I was going up at the last, like I lived on a little bit of an incline, but it's not that steep, so it's still going pretty fast. So probably still between those two numbers. And like there was a car in the bike lane, like a block ahead, not close enough to see me, but a block ahead. And so I was like, okay, I better, merge into the road so I don't hit the fucking car.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sober, by the way. I'm not drunk during this. I'm sober as fucking sober can be. I didn't have a drop of alcohol or anything. Wish I had in retrospect, but I look over my shoulder to like check my blind spot, as one fucking does in a car, but I'm an idiot. I don't slow down at all. I'm still going max speed. Lose my balance, like swerve and then swerve again, but it's like I'm going really fast. So I flip over my scooter. Do not remember what happens next. I just kind of remember landing. And then like I remember like getting up, and I don't think I passed out, but I literally have no idea. I know it was, if I had, it was only like a minute or so, but like I got up, I was like, oh my God, like that sucks. At least I'm almost home. I'm a block away from my apartment. Look at my arms, they're all scraped up. My right arm is like my knuckles and shit. I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks, but still alive. And then I feel my tongue in my mouth, and my teeth are like, they're not gone, but there's like, but they're gone. Like they're like very badly chipped on my right side. Like they're like, and it's the front teeth too. It's not like random like teeth Stavros. I was Stavros moment. I was like, oh my, I look more like the kid from Stranger Things, but like still, it was still not great. Like I was like, are you fucking serious? Like I was not really in pain. I was so yeah. Well, yeah, she didn't know about this. I was like coming home from that. But what happened was, it was funny too, because she was like, text me when you get home safe. I'm like, oh, I got home, but
I didn't text you because I didn't get home safe.
Yeah. But so I got that. It was like, I don't know, it was bad. And then I was like, okay, it's not great, but I'll just go home and like, sleep it off. Bad to say. I didn't do that, but like I started, then I like tried to open my phone, to see what time it was and stuff, and to see like, what was happening and like what it looked like. And then it wouldn't. I have Face ID. 'Cause fuck that. I don't give a shit. But I have Face ID because I'm lazy, and it wouldn't open. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay. And then I just used the reflection, look at my face, and my lip is just like hanging off. And I was like, "That's awesome. That's legendary. That's great." So I bit through my lip entirely. So like I have like a scar here now.
Yeah.
Like because I got 4 stitches that night. But I went to my apartment. Wait, I also have like a nasty, like I still have like a little bit of a scar here, but like that's also where I hit
1.5 eyebrows right now.
Yeah, I know, and I also got a massive really black eye from it.
I'm saying I've got a little scar right here on a audio podcast.
Yeah. Guys, I got a little scar right here. Yeah, the audio podcast. No, it's like right on my right eyebrow. It's like that's where I landed on my head also. So there, and I had like a black eye also, but that wasn't apparent yet because of how black eyes work. I got home, got to the apartment. I called, I like kind of sat there for a bit. I called my parents, and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And you get like, well, actually before that happened, I got in the elevator at my apartment building, and I was really like in shock. I wasn't really in pain. I just was like bleeding a lot. So I was like trying to cover my face, and I was like, my hand was covered in blood because of that. And I got off the elevator, and some guy was there, and he was like, "Whoa, like holy shit." And I was like, "I'm fine. I'm chilling." I like thought I played it off because I was like so out of it. It's like there's no way he noticed, even though I was like bleeding my entire fucking yeah, like literally my entire left hand was like red, covered in it, and then my like face was obviously bleeding too. And got to my apartment.
I did
called my I did A-OK. Yeah, that guy no clue. Yeah,
I lost half my face.
Yeah, I called my friend and I was like, "Hey man," and he didn't answer at first. So I texted him, I was like, "Can you take me to urgent care right now?" And he was like, "Oh shit, okay." And so he drove me to urgent care. I was like, "Yeah, you want to hang out? Maybe."
You want to hang out? Maybe take me to the hospital.
Maybe take me to the hospital. And so they took me to urgent care. And I was like, until he got there, I was like posting on Twitter, like shit posting with the injuries. I was like, this is gonna be content.
That's how I found out that you had.
Yeah, everyone was like, holy shit. I remember I posted like a picture of like my face, and I was like, going to the ER. Anyone need anything?
I think I responded something like, "Oh my God, you look disgusting." But
yeah, no, it was bad. Funny. Like, yeah, no, I wasn't really upset about it. I felt the same way. Then like, I got to the hospital, and then I got inside, and like I know there's like bedside etiquette, right? You're not supposed to like, like be like rude to like patients or like comment on their injuries or whatever. You're supposed to like,
but nurses are the meanest people you went to high school with.
Oh, this wasn't a nurse though. This was like the security guard at the front, and like I walked in.
That guy looks disgusting.
No, literally. So I walked into my I was so out of my thought process was like there has to be someone that has it worse than me. It's in Seattle. There's probably some like fucking gunshot victim or something. I don't give a shit. Like, but even realizing this is an urgent care, not an ER, so I was like just dumb also. But I rolled up and I like walked in and the guy was like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "Oh, like what, like why? Like what's wrong?" So yeah, that was not great. Got stitches. Got home. Then I had to get my teeth. I got my teeth fixed the following week, thank God. But
Okay, so did
Yeah,
you get your teeth
these
fixed
are-
before you went on the second date or after?
oh yeah, 100% before. I did
Okay.
not. I didn't see anyone really when I went out once with my friend, and part of the reason I didn't see anyone was also I had a concussion, so I didn't want to like
Oh no!
Yeah, well, I landed on my head pretty fucking bad too.
You
so like,
really just you wiped out.
I wiped the fuck out. I was so dumb too. I was like, I can probably go to work tomorrow. And like, I was like, never mind. I'm just gonna take a day off. And I
Okay,
realized
but
like, they're like,
what-
you need 3 days.
What
off.
I know that Jay and I are wondering, and what the people are wondering is, did you get your dick wet before this happened to you? Did you fuck?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
At least you got laid before you.
immediate. Yeah, exactly. Every dub has an immediate and opposite L. So like,
That was God
rough.
punishing you.
Yeah,
having premarital sex.
Yeah, literally.
That's
And
what
freezing
you
e-scooters,
deserve.
Yeah, that was my Tower of Babel moment, dude. I was too high up.
It was your
Also,
Sodom and Gomorrah
posted-
moment.
cut you down.
Literally, right before I left, like on the scooter too. The funniest thing too was like I posted a picture of my TikTok payout, and it was like $1, and I was
I
like,
was gonna
not
say
to
TikTok's
flex.
hard to monetize, right?
Yeah, I was like, not to flex. That was like the joke. It was like, no money, and then like at the next thing that happened after I posted that, like that was the last thing I did before I got on the scooter. Next thing that happens is like I fucking break my face. So I guess they came after me. They knew they had to humble me somehow.
They fucking they hacked your scooter.
They got me, dude.
TikTok hacked
Yeah.
your scooter for giving out the intimate details of the platform.
Well, at least you had sex. So I mean,
I know it's a dub. Yeah,
He was writing out of there like, I just had sex.
literally. That's part of
And
the reason
it
like I also
felt
felt too.
so
So I was
good.
like, I was just vibing, having a good time. I was like, okay, what a good night. What a night. It's nice out. I'm just rooming on the scooter. This shit is so fun. Nothing could go wrong. And then,
I just had sex before 10 p.m.
yeah,
I'm
before
headed
10
home.
p.m. Let's go. Yeah, I got to sleep in my own bed. I don't know. So that was funny. Awful, but it happens. And then so I healed from that. That was the biggest L I had this year, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fucked. You know what though?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Do you even have like a person you could call if you needed to go to the ER and like Ro wasn't here?
No, I don't know anyone. I know
because
one
I was-
person with
I
a
was like-
car,
I
and
was
she
like-
wouldn't do it.
Because I was like, at least Spencer has like a friend you can call in the middle of the night. Like, can you drive me to the ER right now? You'd have to take an Uber.
I'd be like, Jay, ride in the
No,
Uber.
I
with me to
almost
the
bought an
hospital.
Uber because he wasn't answering my calls at first, and he also like, he doesn't answer his phone when he's like he doesn't hear it if it rings when it sleeps. So the reason why I called him and he saw me call him and he didn't answer because he was like, oh, he's probably just talking about the date, so I don't want to call him right now. Like, well, someone's call and just like.
Bro, I just had sex.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I'll just hear about it tomorrow.
Shit,
But
immediately.
then I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, can you take me to the hospital?" And he saw the text and he was like, "Oh shit, okay."
I like the idea of
It
being
was like,
bro,
was
I
the
just had
sex- was
Can
the
you
sex-
take me to the hospital?
It's like, was the sex that nasty? What did she do to you,
yeah, like
bro?
damn, bro. Yeah, it hit differently, I guess. I didn't
Yeah,
know
no,
she was into
I
that kind
have
of thing.
one friend who has a car, and if I was like, hey, can you take me to the hospital? She'd be like, oh my God, yes, babe, anything for you. And then I'd be like 45 minutes, and I'd be like, hey,
Are you
are
on
you
your way?
still gonna come pick me
Yeah.
up? And she'd be like, you don't understand the day I just had. I am
Yeah.
not in the mental space to take you to the hospital. I love you, and I hope it works out, and please keep me posted. Kisses. And I think you could
Yeah.
tell by that who I'm talking
Mhm.
about. I won't
Yeah.
name her. I love you, but you are an asshole.
that was your one negative trade. When I moved in, you had a previous roommate who
She
had
had
a
a
car,
car.
and
She
she
would've
would have
taken-
taken you.
You know what?
to
I
the
could still
hospital.
call her. She'd take me to the hospital.
I was gonna say she
Yeah,
would have
there you
taken
go.
you to the hospital, but I don't have a car.
Yeah.
I can't do that for you.
No,
Yeah,
my
I don't
buddy
know.
lives like he lives like in the neighborhood next to mine, so thankfully. But it's downtown Seattle, so it's like not great, you know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Okay.
trying to like, I don't know. You're trying to like
Yeah.
create an idea of Seattle that I don't think is true. We're from
Okay,
Chicago,
what do you
and you're
mean?
like, oh,
Like-
Seattle's hard. It's a little less white than Portland.
It's not hard. I'm just saying, like, it's like it's just not Portland. It's not the same thing. They're
I
not
don't-
the same thing. I will die on that hill.
I have no idea. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest. They wouldn't let me go.
Portland is ugly. It's not bad. It's just not as good. It's just not as good. It's not as pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't
believe
care.
you. Now,
Less to do.
'cause
Less to do.
I can't let this go. So we're gonna need to squash it now.
Squash it.
Yeah.
Squash it. If you
Squash
haven't
the
seen
beef.
if you haven't seen the rehearsal, watch it right now.
Oh,
There's-
I haven't seen the new episode.
yeah. So I want to say it's like the third episode of the rehearsal. They're in. No, it's the second
That's the
episode.
second one.
Okay, I've seen that one. Yeah.
They're in that guy's apartment, and he's having an argument with his roommate
Over mayonnaise.
and he's like, "Why are you stepping to me, bro?
And the
Why are you stepping
we
to
could
me?"
be-
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
white
yeah.
roommate is like,
Squash it. Squash it.
"Why are you
Squash
tripping,
it.
bro? Why are you
Squash
stepping
Yeah.
to me?
Why
What
is
does that
it,
even
bro?
mean?"
Why?
He's like, "What does that even mean? Squash it."
To be fair,
and
though,
I-
it's hilarious. It was like over the mayonnaise and shit.
Yeah.
I'm-
It's like just for context.
Hey man,
my
I
mom
noticed we don't have any mayonnaise in
and
the
roommate
fridge.
is like,
yeah,
I don't
dude,
really use
eat mayonnaise, so just go buy some if you want some.
Squash
I
it.
mean, but so we need to squash this now.
Mhm.
Okay,
Squash.
most common. And I'm just gonna name the parameters here. Most
Mhm.
common dating apps. All right, Tinder,
Oh my god. Okay.
Bumble, Hinge,
Bumble's the worst. We can
Okay
all-
Cupid.
Bumble is the
and,
worst.
Um,
Okay, Cupid.
I
Are you
don't-
gonna pay for that shit?
I don't know. No, you don't have to pay for OkCupid. I
Okay.
don't know any.
Okay.
Are there any
Plenty
other?
of fish. No one uses.
No
that
one
except
uses
for
plenty of-
predators.
No one uses plenty of
Wait,
fish.
what's
That shit died.
There's a
in,
new one that just dropped. Let me
Black
pull it
people
up.
meet farmers.
Maga Mingle.
J Day.
Wait, what? Did you say
Maga
Magamingle?
Mingle.
Tell me that's not real right now.
That is real. Magamingle.us.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, just-
one of my family members unironically met his now wife on Black People Meet, and he's not black.
That's awesome and good for
I
him.
know.
Good for him.
Yeah,
That's
legend.
like people who, because I do know they're like people who get on Grindr who are not like gay men who are just like, I'm here to catch all the bisexuals.
Yeah. There you go.
And it works sometimes.
Okay.
But
anyway,
anyway.
I'm not on the apps, but
Well, I'm just saying we're gonna stick to the old heads. Tinder, Bumble,
Old heads.
Hinge,
only real dating app heads remember.
Only
Tinder,
real
Bumble,
ones
Hinge,
remember.
OkCupid,
Before
okay?
Maga Mingle.
The worst one by far, in my opinion, is Bumble.
Bumble is. I think we can all agree on this, right?
Bumble
Yeah, Bumble's the
fucking
worst.
sucks.
Bumble
Now,
sucks. They also
I have-
they ban you so much easier. I don't know.
I have.
No, we're not. I posted a picture of myself, like photoshopped into Patrick Bateman. Like that was it, and they like banned me.
Oh
I was
no!
like, okay,
Why?
whatever, that's fine.
I mean,
I don't know. It promotes violence somehow.
The reason I hate Bumble, I know a lot of men who enjoy Bumble more than anything else. It's funny because Bumble was made with the intention of like seeming like it was going to empower women, but it's men that like Bumble the best
Because they don't
because
have to
they
do
don't
the
have to do anything. They just swipe on everyone and then just
What if-
wait for things to come to them.
What do gay people do on Bumble? What?
Gay people have like
They get
the
banned.
same.
They
I mean,
perma-ban them
No
immediately.
one
They're
is
like,
allowed to
I'm attracted.
message
Yeah,
each other.
yeah. If you're a gay guy, like you just can't talk.
So for anyone listening who doesn't know, Bumble is an app that requires the women to message the men first.
Yeah.
It's very heteronormative centric. But you
Okay,
can be gay. I
Yeah,
match
you-
with women on Bumble.
You can be gay on Bumble.
Who
I've
matches-
done
who-
it, but
yeah.
like,
Who
it
messages
does.
who?
It's the same as Tinder in that case.
Who messages who? I need to know.
Oh, you
How does
can
it
message
work?
each other.
Yeah, you both have the
That's-
same. It doesn't work the same way.
It breaks
Um,
down.
But yeah, Bumble sucks, and
You also like
it
only have a
deletes-
certain amount
yeah,
of
you only
time
have
to
24
reply.
hours. You have 24
right,
hours to
yeah.
message your match as soon as you match, regardless of what time of day
Yeah.
the match goes through.
Which is crazy because I would have Tinder and then delete it and then re-download it like a
And have the
year
matches,
later
like,
and then
a year
start
later,
replying
yeah.
to those people for a year later.
Sorry, I was in the shower.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Without me?
And
Without
if
me.
the thing about Bumble too is like once you send your message within the first 24 hours, if they don't respond within 24 hours, it deletes the match.
Yeah, you're no longer matched.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just so stupid. I just think it's so fucking stupid. But anyway,
Mhm.
so Bumble's the worst. We were talking about Hinge earlier though.
I don't like
I
that.
Yeah.
think Hinge people have more artsy profiles. Like the standard of the photos you need to use on Hinge is higher. Like everybody I see on Hinge has like a model. I don't know, that's Chicago. But like in Chicago,
Yeah.
everyone on Hinge has like model photographs.
What I didn't like about Hinge is that they can message you before you match. So
That's
I would
why
get,
I like it. That's
I would get
why,
weird
okay, yeah.
messages all the time.
That's why I like it.
Also, I didn't like Hinge because you're right. It had like more of a professional air to it. And it was
Mhm.
like people would be messaging me like, I'm a comedian and I've worked with, you won't guess what Chicago comedian. And I'm like, it's John Mulaney. Just fucking say it's John Mulaney.
Yeah.
We all know it's John Mulaney, okay?
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
I had a lot of bad conversations on it, but it's funny. I don't know. That's why I
Although,
like it. It's hilarious.
before I deleted Hinge, I did match with someone who is currently a contestant on The Bachelorette. So
That's awesome. There you go.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I never met up with him because I thought he was cringe. And I was right, he's cringe, but I hope he wins The
Yeah.
Bachelorette.
He deserves to win the
Good for him.
Bachelorette. I agree.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
We're
yeah.
gonna watch the episode tomorrow, but
Yeah, so I do think that it's that first, right? Bumble, Hinge.
Bumble's the worst. I
Hinge.
guess I have to say Hinge is the third worst. What do you think?
He's gonna say okay,
No.
Cupid.
I don't even know Okay Cupid, so of course I'm gonna rate that like last because like fucking.
Okay, Cupid was
It sounds
fun
like an
'cause
old person dating
Okay
app. It
Cupid-
sounds like a fucking like
it's personality
boomer app.
based.
Okay Cupid is fun
It
because
is?
it's got that's the one with the questions where like you answer
Hinge
all
have questions.
of their weird personality questions. Like
Yeah.
there's thousands of questions you can
Yeah, but
answer.
then I can't lie. I can't. That limits me, right? That's limiting my
I'm
scope.
only on the dating apps to
See-
gaslight women.
Yeah, exactly. I'm practicing my skills.
I also respect OkCupid because they were the first to roll out the checkbox for I don't want to see or be seen by straight people, which is so fucking funny.
Oh.
They had that in like 2013.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think OkCupid has a lot more information on everyone's profile that you can look at. Which could work against you, could work for you, but
Yeah.
I used anytime when I was using OkCupid, I used to spend all of my time just like answering questions. And so like anytime somebody would come to my profile, they're like, "You've answered 1,500 of these. How is that possible?" I'm like, I've had this profile on and off for years. I just come on here, answer questions, but the actual
It's been years.
yeah, it's like the actual swiping process disgusts me. But answering questions, I love that. I love a good personality test.
Yeah.
I would put it second and then Tinder first because Tinder
Tinder is
tried
like
and
I hate
true.
Tinder so fucking much.
Okay.
I don't have Tinder anymore.
Here's the thing. Tinder is popular and it has its purpose.
Yeah.
You know
However,
what you're gonna get, but you can also find love on Tinder.
you know what you're going to get
Wow.
on Tinder?
Truly
There's
an ad that you could. This is an
Not
ad read right now.
sponsored, but-
Not sponsored, but
not
could
sponsored,
be.
but
Ah.
if Tinder wants to send us a message, I'll redact what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Tinder's one of those things. It's like I'm not gonna lie. There are people who have their like 1 in a million stories of like I accidentally met somebody who like we ended up dating for realsies.
Yeah,
from, like,
for real things. Yeah.
from like meeting on Tinder, but like for the most part, it's a cesspool.
That's your
Right.
problem. You don't do Tinder like I did Tinder. So my method
Oh,
was
okay.
my bio was always swipe right if you want to join my suicide pact. Or like
That's awesome.
my last one was let me fix your Tinder profile because I was just so sick and tired of seeing men with the dumbest
Mhm.
fucking shit in their bio. Like
I just hate people that don't have bios. I think that's like wrong.
I also hate when people don't have bios, but I get it on Tinder because the way that it's set up, unless you click on a profile, you don't even look at their bio.
It says, whoop,
You can literally just
Yeah.
It has tried to fix it. I think
It has
the
it
last
like a little bit under it. Yeah.
because I was on Tinder a couple months ago, and I think the last time I looked, when you swipe, the second photo is overlaid with the bio now, which
Yeah,
is not how it
yeah.
used to be a couple years ago.
No.
But
Back in the day, you know.
back in the only
you're
old
Tinder-
head.
if you're
version.
a-
Back
if
when
you're
I
a
hunted
Tinder old
hoes, you
head.
know.
Damn, I think I did have Tinder first though in like
2016, right?
2016, 2015.
Yeah.
I had it for a long. I mean, I haven't had any dating apps in years, but like,
That's what I had first, also, because that was like the one. You know, that was
Yeah.
that was the famous one and shit. You know.
Ultimately, I was never the type of person, even when I was like, actively looking to find dates or whatever. I was never
Right.
one for like dating apps because if I meet someone organically or if I know somebody through something else and it's like, hey, also in a different context, you want to go out,
Right.
like that's fine. There's something
Then
that
March
happens.
2020 happened.
Huh?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe, but the craziest thing.
that's when I
Yeah.
used Tinder the most. was
Honestly?
during the pandemic.
Yeah, no, I use
Honestly,
Tinder a ton. Yeah.
So, and it's funny because this particular ex may or may not be listening to the podcast, but I actually went into 2020 having been freshly dumped on New Year's Eve, like
Boo.
minutes before
Legendary,
2020 began. So I
We're like,
started.
hey, by the way,
He didn't even wait until midnight had happened.
no,
He did it
oh my
before.
god, we had just gotten
Legend.
back to his apartment after
Yeah.
being out. Like we had been out all day. Was the funniest part about that fucking breakup was we got together that day at 4 p.m. and he breaks
He
up
was
with
like,
me at
"It's time,
11:45.
I was also broken up with on that night. Actually, I found out. Funny enough, we're talking about dating apps. I was hanging out with my boyfriend at the time, who then later tried to kill me. Actually, it was the very next day he tried to kill me, so convenient. But I found a secret hot or not coming in with the chair to win this discussion. Hot or
Uh-huh.
not profile that he was actively using while we were dating. So
okay.
we broke up. It was a different type of breakup, but yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of finding secret dating profiles, and I'll get back to the previous story, but like speaking of finding secret dating profiles, this was like years ago. But you remember how I mentioned I dated a racist once?
Okay.
The thing she's not mentioned, but is remember Spencer when she mentioned that
Yeah,
she dated
I remember
a
that.
racist?
Yeah,
You
I was there.
know,
I,
he
I was
doesn't
the
know.
racist. I was the racist.
I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod ever, but I dated a man who was deeply racist. And when I say he
Okay.
was, and I know
Not even
some of,
but like deeply. Like
deeply racist. And I
he
know
knew
some
the
of,
lore.
some of the white people on the pod might be thinking like, oh, it's one of those situations where like he's racist, but like not against you, against like other people.
He's like white, but he only hates Indian people. He hates Malaysians specifically.
He had a really bad
Well, because,
experience
like-
one time at like a.
I think there's a
Hold
type of-
on. Let him finish the joke.
No,
what
no,
type
no,
of racism was he about to do? He had
No,
a really
he had a
bad
really bad
time at
experience.
what?
No, just like in his childhood, it's at any type of business, at any type of place.
What type of business, Spencer? What type of business?
I'm breaking up. What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
Let it be on the record that he is as red as a tomato right now.
That's already the case. Okay, yeah.
He caught himself mid cancellation. He was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm getting a beep. My cancel coach has just called in
Whoa,
to
I
say
gotta-
that I need
gotta
to stop
email.
talking.
I just got an email from Barack Obama. It's got a big announcement.
My best friend Barack Obama.
well, you
I
can't be
voted for him.
racist
I would have voted a third time for him.
So the guy who was racist,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed one day that his dating app profiles were still active. And
Okay.
I think, God, no, you know what? Worse. because he was racist, and he was, again, it wasn't one of these situations where it's like, oh, he was racist, but like not against me, so I could tolerate it. No, I was even stupider than that. He was racist against my race. Like, he thought that black people were genetically stupider.
This is a guy who had no
Jesus
job,
Christ.
by the way.
He had a job. He just like was just kind of a fuckwad. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, and so he and I are in the process of taking IQ tests online. Is what we had just been doing.
Because he wanted to see if you were genetically.
He's like trying to like, let's do this cute couple thing, and it's like actually like deeply malicious, trying to like
things. He wanted to see if I had a lower IQ than him on account of
Also,
my being
those
African.
tests don't fucking work.
Wait, what were you saying?
The tests online are just fucking. I mean, it's bullshit in general, but especially those tests. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
it's already a bullshit thing.
Yeah, you can't administer an IQ test that way. But like, anyway, we did like these online tests, and we had just both taken the like test. And I'm sitting in front of his computer, and I notice one of his other tabs is his fucking dating profile. And I click on it, and I'm like, and I'm not really that type of person to where like I'll like go through someone's phone or like go through their like computer or whatever.
I am, and it's not just for dating. If I'm just friends with you and your phone is on the table, I'll be like, okay, who's texting us?
Yeah,
Let's see.
she's nosy.
I want to know. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'll take your phone out of your hands and say, what's going on here?
What's going on here? Let me fill in. You know.
What's going on here?
I'm generally not that type of person because like I don't usually care. But he had the tab open while he was with his girlfriend, and we were like taking this weird. We were doing this weird racism proving thing.
Please tell me he was disproven.
Oh yeah, his IQ score was worse than mine.
Good. Fuck you, racist. So there's a little cat dance.
Yeah, the only two things worth noting about this guy was that he was racist and he had Crohn's disease.
So he just shit a lot. Like
I'm sure the two are unrelated, but they're both true. Yeah, so I call him out on it, and he was like, he admitted it, and like we continued to date for a couple more weeks after that. So,
oh my god, why?
Oh, you didn't have to shame.
God damn.
Why don't we bring back shame?
Yeah, why don't we bring back shame?
And I had left by the time we actually broke up, I waited, and he ended up dumping me. Like, isn't that an L? Like,
that is a massive L.
I got dumped by the racist guy who was cheating on me. Actually,
I love my racist cheating boyfriend.
He was attempting to cheat on me, I should say.
Yeah.
He was unsuccessful. The only reason I noticed really that he had made changes to his profile was because his new profile picture was a photo I took of him because he was terrible at taking photos of his own face. He was one of those people that was like cuter in person than he was in photos. And so I was like, I'm sick of it. Just let me take a candid photo of you and let me show you you don't have to look like shit in every photo you take. And because it was the only good photo of his face that existed, he changed his profile pictures on all his dating apps to the photo I took of him. So of course I knew that he'd been actively using them. It was like, okay. But
it was like confirmation. Yeah, it was like a new thing.
Yeah, and I dallied though. I dallied, and he ended up dumping me and almost stealing the library books and chess set that I left at his house. It was
Hold on.
It was it was problematic.
Chess set?
Yes, there was I don't know why I had a chess set at his house. I think we were playing chess. But I had borrowed it. It wasn't even mine. It was, and he wouldn't give it back to me until I
Do you actively play chess?
Not anymore.
She was on the chess team in high school.
Yeah.
I was on the chess team for a while in high school.
The revelation of being on the chess team is almost as embarrassing as as dating the racist part.
Fun fact though, she was kicked off the chess team because she was a distraction to the boys.
Yeah,
wow.
That was so sexist.
It was like this chess team was too sexist for me to be on. I was like,
damn.
You'd think they'd want to be like, you're our token female. No. They were like, can you get out of here?
5D chess.
Can you get out of here?
Playing the long game.
But so as far as like as far as like the dating app conversation goes, so I was dumped going fresh into 2020, and so I was on dating apps right before the pandemic started,
Mhm.
and I was using Tinder, I think, and you know what Tinder is good for is quantity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know it's different
like
for like
fucking-
men and women, and it's different based on like how attractive you are or whatever. But like
Mhm.
when I was on Tinder, I could set up like breakfast, lunch, and dinner dates in the same day.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like
Yeah, I cannot relate. Yeah.
Tinder is a numbers game.
it was like I could match with somebody and like they'd say hi, and I'd be like, "You want to go out right now?" And I'd be like,
Right.
"Oh, okay, yeah, let's find somewhere to go right now," or like, "You want to go out tonight?" You know,
Yeah.
or if I would ever, I know I occasionally would match with people who are in, because obviously we live in Chicago, and when you live in a major city that's like a big tourist city and you're on like dating apps, there's like a decent % chance you're swiping with people who are only in town for something very
For like a little
specific.
bit. Yeah, I hate that shit.
Like, if you're on vacation here, why are you on Tinder? You're trying to get somebody to come to your hotel and fuck you just like right now, tonight.
Yeah, like,
Always
yeah.
You're
crazy.
gambling. You are gambling, especially like men. I'm like, does this normally work for you? Like, I know men are always complaining about not getting enough matches or whatever. And like,
Mhm.
you came to a new city that you're only in for 3 days and you were like, yeah, I'll get on Tinder. This is going to work out great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember always seeing people who were like looking for a date to a wedding on this date and be like,
I know that shit is too much. It's like, okay,
It's
I
like,
don't
you want to
fucking-
bring a stranger to your brother's wedding?
yeah. Even if it's maybe like a friend or something, but yeah, it's like always like a really close person and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
this
I
is
guess
kinda
I
nice.
was really only ever using dating apps when I was in college, and I went to U of I, so it's a really huge Big Ten school.
Yeah.
So like, you don't really get that, right? Sometimes it'll be like, I'm visiting U of I this night from so and so university, staying at this this fraternity, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's such a big school that it was like you could fuck around and like it wouldn't become a problem, except for I have the worst luck in the world, and one time I did have back-to-back dates with roommates.
That's awesome.
And one of them went
And
to
they were roommates.
they were roommates, and one of them went to high school with my roommate, and she was friends with him, and just turns out he's in my major, and we had a bunch of classes together. So that's cool. That was awesome.
awesome.
Loved that. I did one time match with someone who turned out to be my cousin.
Oh no.
That was a nightmare. We
Oh
we
my
went on a
fucking
date,
God,
and
dude.
during the conversation of the date realized we were related, and it ended there. So thankfully nothing had happened.
I didn't go on a date. I went out to eat with my cousin.
Yeah,
White
it
people
literally
meet.
was. I went out for drinks with my cousin, and then I went home in deep shame.
What happened to Shane? No. Yeah, I went to a tiny school, so I wasn't really on dating apps because it was like 1,500 kids.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Yikes.
So
that's crazy. I went to school with
everyone knew who was-
35,000 people.
everyone knew who was fucking everyone.
When
Everyone
I
knew
was-
about fucking everything.
When I was swiping in college, I specifically made it so that I would not be seen by anyone who went to my school.
Not
It's
impossible.
not-
I was only seen by people who went to my school. I
I
did not
mean-
want to fuck townies.
Because I went to
Townies,
school in
oh,
Chicago. I went to school in
classic.
Chicago, so it was like, well, I don't need to fuck people who I could maybe see in the halls 2 weeks from now. Like, unnecessary. It's not like I went to a small school necessarily. It was like maybe 4,000 undergrads, 4,000 grads, or something like that.
Okay. I said grads.
So like it was like a medium.
I go to the grad school of the school she went to be fair.
Yeah.
I would go to their law school.
but
Nice.
and that was on just main campus. But like it was like I don't want to put myself into a situation where I'm going to see you again. Also, because I was in Greek life. Like
Oh, what
Greek life
sorority?
was very much like and I already did the like date a fraternity person situation, and like everyone I know knows
Yeah.
all of this person's friends, and they know all of my friends, and you know
Right.
when we dated when we split up, there was some kind of like, oh, should I stop inviting him around, like kind of. I don't want to do that shit again. I was like,
Right.
if I'm gonna do any like dating or sex or whatever in college, it's gonna be people who cannot be traced back to any of you bitches. Like, none of you are gonna know what I'm doing for the next 3 years. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And that worked out. It was, it was fine.
All
Wait,
right.
what sorority were you in? You mentioned Greek life. That's only. No,
She's not gonna tell you. She's
They're
not gonna tell you.
Okay, fair enough.
But let me write this timestamp down. What are we at? We've been going for a minute.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. I'll edit
This
it.
happens every podcast.
I always say my
Yeah,
age,
yeah.
and she always makes me edit it out.
Or like we'll say something that like you can pinpoint our location or something.
Yeah, I
Oh,
said blue
gotcha,
line
yeah.
like 3 times in the last episode, and then very drunkenly had to go back and try to find where I said
Try to
it.
find the pinpoints, just bleep it
Yeah.
out, kind of thing.
Okay.
There you go. And we're back.
Okay, so while you're here, and I know that you have
Mhm.
a TikTok platform and you do TikTok and everything, I have to ask, do you know about the like puppet that got canceled on TikTok?
Always. No, it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite things that happened this year. Like, oh my god. Yeah, I made a TikTok about it after it happened because it was like the week of my injury too. I was so surprised because I had followed his account a little bit, and it seemed like a really wholesome, like it's a Star Wars Star Wars like lore account ran by this like fucking Muppet-esque puppet who would just say really nice things.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I found out after this that there's like a puppet community on TikTok
Oh.
of people who do a specific kind of content, but they don't want
Yeah.
to put their face out there, which I get it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I
like,
get that too. But a
they don't
puppet.
they don't want to put their face out there, so they like do it. But they're instead of doing the like animated drawn characters, they have like a puppet
Yeah.
that they're controlling.
Yeah.
So
A P-tuber, some might even call it.
yeah,
A P-tuber.
a P-talker.
A P-talker.
So he's a Star Wars lore puppet.
Yeah.
That was, just like literally the account
He had
itself was just
Yeah.
no personal stuff. Just
it was no
talking
personal
about
stuff.
Star Wars.
And then one fateful day, someone discovers his like Facebook or something, and there's a bunch of like really racist and homophobic stuff on there, like just a ton of it. They make
I
out
heard
through
he was
his
posting
Instagram.
about the homosexual agenda.
Yes, and so he makes a apology. Also hilarious. The apology is so funny because first off, he makes an apology, and it's like it starts off. And he's like, "Hey guys, like didn't have a chance to like film this, so I apologize for the setup." He's in the car, but as a puppet. It's not like a it's like he still like went through the apology is through the puppet. It's not like a. I think it'd be just in that case just better to, just have like a black screen or something instead. Just anything like but that. It feels like kind of insensitive to just be like, yeah, it's a puppet apology still. And also being like, I threw this together. Like you went and got your puppet.
You still staged
And, like,
the puppet
yeah,
talking.
Yeah. Anyways, so he starts doing that, and then the apology itself is not really an apology. It's just being like, it talks about the gay agenda, the homosexual like grooming of that Disney does and shit like that, and it just went off the rails.
Yeah, he was basically
hilarious.
like, yeah, I still believe all of this.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm
still
not-
believe in.
I'm
I
not
won't
taking it
apologize.
back.
I won't back down against the. I think he literally did say the homosexual agenda.
Literally,
And
that's what he got in trouble for. Was like saying
Yeah.
the homosexual agenda is real and Disney is guilty of
It's
pandering
just so
to
funny
it.
that like there's a like video of a puppet saying this. Like it's a wholesome like family account Star Wars lore puppet, and the next video out of nowhere is just like. And also, it's like a. You guys have to protect me. You guys have to stop them from canceling me because I'm just trying to, protect you from the homosexual agenda puppet shit. I don't fucking know.
And like
Hilarious.
And like the main crux of the argument was like, well, yeah, I believe all of that. It's all true, but I don't see how that impacts my TikTok channel. I only
Yeah.
talk about Star Wars. So it
Yeah,
shouldn't
it's
be
like,
relevant that I believe in
it's
the
still-
homosexual agenda.
Yeah, it's Star Wars dinks. Full apology.
Yes. Star
The video is
Wars
still so
dinks.
funny because it's like a video of it's like a close up of his like puppet face, like as if like it's like a normal person's apology video, and it's also in a car, and it looks like the puppet's driving the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to like just hear this real quick. Hello, friends. Yeah, sorry about the environment, but I had to make this a video on the fly. Like you brought your puppet out. Oh god.
Like it's not. You staged it. I just.
Yeah, using the
I had-
homosexual agenda to get more money.
I had to get that out there because I was like,
Yeah.
I know as a TikToker, I know you know.
And then he deleted his account entirely in the next like day or two, and then I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back in like a while, like as a different account, probably gonna try to do something different. But
Yeah, likely. I mean, they didn't. It was a puppet, right? You could just make a different puppet.
yeah, it's make a new one as long as they're good at voices. Jesus Christ, dude.
All right, speaking of puppets, our last episode where we did Am I the Asshole was about puppets. This
Yeah.
is my smooth criminal transition into our favorite returning segment on the show, Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
So we're going to
Am I
start
the
off
asshole?
here with this one that says, Am I the asshole for not wanting to see my dad's affair baby? Okay. So
Let's see.
I, female, 16, will admit I have and always will have a close relationship with my mom, female, 40. She is truly an amazing woman. She has a great job and is honestly beautiful. Yet about a year ago, we found out that my dad, male 42, is having an affair with a woman who is now 26.
Oof.
She is only 10 years older than me. Her and I have less of an age gap than my dad and her have.
Oh no.
Oh, that's like
Andrew,
my
take
number
one.
one go-to insult with Keemstar is like, your girlfriend's closer to
Yeah.
your daughter's age than your
He
age.
quote tweeted me like yesterday or 2 days ago, like the Twitch. I made a tweet that went kind of viral,
Uh-huh.
and it was like the TwitchCon one where it was like TwitchCon like adds like mask mandates for a public event that's indoors, and then people with phase in their name and just like getting really mad.
Oh, I replied to that, yeah.
Yeah,
Phase,
yeah, exactly.
Phase something
Phase-
hill.
Yeah,
I just-
phase like it was dumbest phase
dumbest
swag,
phase-
phase Nate Hill,
Phase
phase
Nate
something
Hill
else.
was the
I don't even know
Yeah.
what that means, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like it was like this gaming clan that was
yeah.
big in the mid 2010s,
Hmm.
like Call of Duty and shit, and now it's kind of
They're
it's
washed.
somehow still big. They're still
washed.
big somehow, but like it's big in the same way that you find out that there's like it's big in the same way that every single niche now, because of like internet inflation, has hundreds of thousands of like YouTube like
Yeah.
subscribers. So like I'll have an example because this is like a self-report, but like JoJo's, I'm a big JoJo's fan. There are like 3 different JoJo's YouTubers I follow that have like hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers. And
When
I'm
he
pretty
says
sure like
JoJo,
no one's
he means JoJo Siwa, just so everyone is
Fuck
clear.
you. Fuck
Are you
you.
ta- are you
JoJo's
talking
Bizarre
about-
Adventure.
Sorry, are you talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures?
Yeah.
Like-
JoJo
Uh,
Siwa.
JoJo Siwa, I'm a huge fan. No, but there's like a ton, probably for her too, honestly. There's a ton of accounts for every niche that just have, like, if this was in the, early 2010s, everyone would like know about the account. Like H3 is a good example. Like when it was, 200K subscribers, I remember like it was big. Like everyone knew about it.
Yeah, I love
whereas
H3.
now-
I still listen to the
I
podcast
still love H3.
regularly.
Yeah. But now, someone can have 200,000, like me as an example on TikTok, I have like almost 300,000 followers, and I don't think a lot of people know who I am still.
Yeah,
Um,
I've gotten 1 million views on YouTube videos for Rebel HQ, and I would never say that I'm a household name or something.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be like fucking, the bar is so much higher now. And
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. In this new era of like internet content, like back in the day when like YouTube started in like 2007, 2009, it was like a
Yeah.
video was viral if it got like tens of thousands of views, right? Like that.
I
was,
like feel like a
everybody
failure
knew.
if my Rebel HQ videos don't get 100,000 views now. Most
Really?
of
Yeah.
them do.
that was me. I mean, my standards have changed so much for TikTok, but like I remember the first like 2 weeks when I was going, like when it was popping off, going viral, like every video was doing really well. When something didn't get 10,000 likes at the minimum, I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm
Which is
jumping on the
wild
bridge.
because it's just like
Yeah.
if 10,000 people heard anything you said, that's crazy.
Yeah,
You
well, it's
know?
also the view count would be like 5 times that. Also, same with like the ratio of like to view. I would be like, if it's not at least a 5, like a 1/5 thing, I'm going to.
I'm going to fucking give myself
I'm gonna
AIDS at
fucking
the Aid
die.
Garden.
Exactly.
That's a throwback to something you weren't here for. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, exactly. The 80s.
But yeah, I mean, last week we talked about age gaps a little bit. But like,
I said AIDS garden.
no, for the Am I the Asshole?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
the thing we're looking at right now, we forgot
I'm circling
about.
back. I'm circling back. Last week we talked about age gaps a little bit because we talked about Dane Cook's Child Bride.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
and-
long time love.
And here's the thing. For me, like I said, I think if you're 25 plus, age gaps become less important. However, when you have kids, I don't think there's a way for that not to be awkward. I feel
It
like
is weird, yeah.
when you have a child, you have now time-stamped yourself. Like,
yeah.
like because it's like if you ever date someone younger than your child, it's gonna be weird for
That's
your
big
kid.
sus, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. The thing is,
Or even close.
If
like,
you're
even
40
close in age.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you're 47, child-free, and you're dating a 26-year-old, whatever. Like, I have nothing to say to you. But if you're in your 40s and you have a child that is 25 and you date someone who's 26, now it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fucking. Oh my god.
All right, let's finish. I forgot we were doing this, to be honest. We got off track, but let me get this L train back on track. Okay, yet about a year ago, we found out my dad is having an affair with a woman who's 26. She's only 10 years older than me, blah, blah, blah. My mom, even though she was upset, she has never trash talked my dad. I am so upset through it. Though it would have been one thing for him to ask for a divorce. Instead, he cheated with someone much younger than him. Him and his affair. I love the idea of referring to the woman as his affair.
Affair, yeah.
Him and his affair moved about 2 hours away. I've seen him about 5 times since this all happened a year ago. I act pleasant when I see them, but things are awkward and my dad and I's relationship is clearly strained. So my dad's affair is pregnant. He called me yesterday and asked if
I can't get over it. Like, my dad's whore. My dad's little slut pig piece
The
of
slut
shit.
he left my mom for is pregnant.
Yeah.
this fucking
That dirty
cunt,
affair. Yeah.
this nasty disease-ridden bitch is pregnant. He called me yesterday asking if I wanted to go to the gender reveal party next weekend. You can't have a gender reveal party with your fucking affair. You can't. That's not allowed. That's not legal. You don't get to have a you don't get to set a forest on fire with your affair.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy. Because it's one thing if he left, if he broke up his family and then later started dating somebody and later got an age gap girlfriend. No, she was literally the woman he was cheating with.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
wild. And y'all want to have a normal fucking gender reveal party for the baby
even that,
you
but,
made with the woman you cheated on your wife with and broke
But
up your
expecting,
family for.
Your other child who's from from the past marriage to be chill with that.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
not understanding how they might
42
be kind of salty, you know?
You're 42 starting a new family with a young ass bitch.
Your current child is 16 and you're like, you want to come to the gender reveal party for your new half sibling?
Okay,
Yeah.
So she told him no. He asked why I didn't want to talk about it. He kept pushing me going, saying how the baby will be my little sibling. I got annoyed and went off. I told him how it would have been one thing for him to get a divorce from mom, but you didn't have the guts for that. So instead you have an affair. So no, I'm not going to accept your little affair baby as a sibling. He called me an immature brat. Kill yourself, Dad. Genuinely kill yourself. He later texted my mom complaining about how immature I am and how I need to grow up and accept that his mistress name and the baby is going to be part of my family. Am I the asshole? No! You are not the asshole.
Yeah. Honestly, it's ironic that it's calling her an immature brat because it feels like if you were mature, he would understand your daughter might not be chill with that and it might take time for them to accept.
Honestly, given that as she said earlier, she's only 16.
Yeah.
That's very mature of her to be like, hey, you never answered for your sins, okay? You need to answer for what you did to our family and that you want me to participate in it as if nothing happened. That's super mature of her to call him on his bullshit.
I fully agree.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling a friend's girlfriend that she's not a doctor and that presenting herself as one is misleading?
I love just the intro for this because it creates
it's already
so
obvious.
many questions.
I feel like it's already you probably shouldn't, mislead people. But
she's
I guess
the
we'll
asshole.
see.
I've been telling everyone I'm a doctor. I'm not, but like I kind of feel like one.
Exactly.
I've watched a lot of House, so
Yeah, I've seen most of Grey's Anatomy. So
I
I'm
can
kinda like-
diagnose you with lupus.
28 female. Yeah, the episodes where it's like, he actually has the bubonic plague. You guys are going, like, he actually has this ancient disease that only like that no one knows about it anymore. But me, House, I'm on pain medicine also.
I love that show.
Yeah, it is a good show. 28 female, am a radiology resident. The other day, we were hanging out with friends, and one of them, let's call him Jason, brought his new girlfriend, Alice. Affair. So Jason asked me to repeat a story from work that I had told him earlier that week for everyone to listen. Alice, that bitch, interrupted me directly and exclaimed that we are colleagues and she could relate to my story. So much being a doctor herself. Hashtag relatable. I thought, great. It's cool to meet new people who can relate to the hardships of medicine. So I asked her if she's a resident or an attending. She's a little older. She then said she is a dermatologist, so I assumed she meant a dermatology attending. The conversation continued, and I eventually found out that she's not a physician, but a nurse practitioner working at a dermatologist's office.
Pause.
That's crazy that she said I'm a dermatologist, but like she's not.
Hold on. I
Yeah,
am on Alice's side.
I'm kind of out. Yeah, nurse practitioners.
Nurse
like, you can prescribe
practitioners
medicine.
do literally everything a doctor does.
Yeah,
That's
they're
fair.
essentially.
No,
a doctor,
that's fair.
yeah.
But it's weird that she said she's a dermatologist, but she works for a dermatologist.
Yeah, it's weird that she didn't just say nurse practitioner. That is weird. I guess it is kind
Why
of.
would
sus,
you not
but-
just say you're a nurse?
I would no,
Yeah.
you wouldn't. You would
Well,
not.
it's different than
If-
nurse. It's
if you're a
definitely
nurse
definitely,
practitioner,
yeah.
you would not call yourself a nurse. You would specify that you're a nurse because nurse
Most
practitioners
nurse practitioners.
are like
I was gonna
doctors.
say they say nurse practitioner for the most part.
Yeah,
Whenever
because they get
I
paid more and they like can prescribe medicine and they like.
whenever
essentially
I'm
are a
at the
doctor.
whenever because I go to urgent care frequently because
Mhm.
my healthcare sucks dick, so I can't really go to a doctor, but I can go to an urgent care. And anytime I go to the urgent care and the nurse practitioner is the person seeing me, I'm like, yes.
I'm pretty
I
sure
know-
that's who stitched up my fucking lip was a nurse practitioner.
They are doctors without the pomp and circumstance about it, right? They can do everything doctors can do. They are just as qualified, except for they just have like a slightly lesser degree.
Yeah, they get paid
I
a little
trust them
less.
more.
You're chilling. Yeah, that's what like my health center in college. Like they didn't have a doctor who ran it. It was like the nurse practitioner, and that was the person you'd have to see if you wanted to get a like prescription filled or something.
Yeah.
because they can do that, but nurses can't.
Yeah.
So it's not awful, but it is weird to say dermatologist, I guess. But
Yeah, you should call yourself the nurse practitioner.
The title already now, like I'm already like, I think that you're the asshole.
Okay, so
For
again, if
framing
she's
it like it's like a random person being like, I'm a doctor.
here's the thing,
Oh,
if she
yes,
said
I'm a doctor.
She's like works at a family video.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, if she said she's a doctor and she's not, it's like, okay, well, that's a little weird. But like, I think in this case, she probably was just using shorthand because like she happened to be talking to somebody in the medical profession, but normally she's probably talking to normies who do not know the difference between a nurse practitioner and anything else, you know?
Yeah.
So she probably just says she's used to saying like, oh yeah, I'm a doctor, you know, in like casual conversations because it's
Right.
like that's the work that she does.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait, can you scroll up again? I want to see what their job was initially. This person, not the practitioner, the radiology.
Oh, they're a radiology resident.
Okay. Yeah.
Radiologists, though, that's barely a
X-ray
doc.
stuff.
You barely
Yeah,
are
you
a
do.
doctor.
It's like physics shit.
You press a button. You press a button and then look at a
you
picture.
take x-rays and make sure that the person doesn't get like damaged by the x-ray machine.
Also, the radiologist who did my last x-ray fucked up. She was like, there's nothing wrong. And then I got a second opinion and they were like,
yeah.
yeah, that's not right. You have a fracture in your leg. And it's obvious. You got hit by a car. There's a
Mm-hmm.
it's not just your tibula, but also that whatever the load bearing one is broken.
I'm
And your
googling what they
ankle is
do right now to
broken.
make sure.
She was like, it's splattered across the X-ray.
Okay, so they just do they do X-rays and shit, and they just perform and interpret contrast studies, mammography, so they look at X-rays, boob X-rays and ultrasounds.
He looked it up. That's why we have a ban on the podcast.
Also,
Yeah.
my neurologist is retarded. Can I be honest? He might be the dumbest person I've ever met. Like, he was multiple times has told me that I'm about to die, and then he's referred me to another specialist, and the other specialist has been like, "You're literally fine. There's absolutely nothing
It
wrong
sounds
with
like you have to do it. It's like a lot less like biologic. You didn't know a lot about anatomy, and then like obviously like the pathology of like radiology or whatever, and then like particle physics a little bit. Seems like.
Okay. Anyway, let's continue.
But yeah, I have my opinion, not mostly formed, but as of from what I just heard, I'm like, okay, okay. Here we go. This is the next part. We just talked about her being a nurse practitioner. What's happening?
Oh,
What's
sorry.
going on?
I'm switching. I was just putting down my timestamp because I was going to edit something.
Oh, okay.
This one. No, this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. For those of you who don't know, nurse practitioners have the right to practice independently in some states, meaning without the direct supervision of a physician. If you don't work in healthcare, you probably don't know the situation, but let's say that's not a good idea. First off,
That's
offended by that.
That's like a subjective opinion, to be
Bullshit.
honest.
yeah, exactly. This is why I've turned now from this sentence. It's like this person is relying on it's the person that's like, yeah, I have a degree in this, therefore
This person
I'm
is
the
just
expert.
judging nurse
Bitch,
practitioners.
You press a
Yeah.
button on a machine. That's your job. Shut the
And
fuck
you're in
up.
residency still. Like, fuck off. Like,
You're not a doctor.
She's not even a
Yeah.
doctor.
But like it's hilarious to be like all the lifting that's happening in. Let's say that's not a good idea. Like fuck. Like come on. Like you're
If
just
they're
relying
allowed
on
to
someone
prac-
not knowing what an NP is. Like you're just relying on that.
If they're allowed to practice independently in some states, that's none of your business.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
They're allowed to
And
practice
she's saying that
independently.
it's so obvious. It's a disclaimer. She's trying to do this.
Yeah.
She's trying to like get it out of the way, even though it's like just you're being an asshole.
They're
Like, you're
allowed
just
to practice
trying
independently here in Illinois, and there was no female doctors at my pediatrician when I was growing up, so I only ever saw the nurse practitioner. My brother, on the other hand, would see the doctor, and the doctor told my parents my brother was dying of cancer. Essentially told my dad to give my brother his last farewell. There was
Yeah.
nothing wrong with my brother. He wasn't sick
Jesus Christ.
at not only did he not have cancer, he wasn't ill. There was nothing wrong with him. Did the nurse practitioner ever do that to me? No. And my brother is not even a standalone case. My best friend growing up, who also went to this pediatrician, who also saw this male doctor, was also misdiagnosed with leukemia and told that she was going to die.
Who knows? Yeah. He's like, it's got to be this way. He's just like rolling the die, being like, this could be it. Like, what if they do?
Like,
You know?
and the thing is, like, that's another thing you should, like, she says they have the right to practice independently in some states. I'm getting a lot of, like, you
I bet
know,
it's a
the
lot of
vibes
states,
of, like,
dude. I bet
in the, like, shitty regressive states, maybe.
Yeah.
They
can, like,
here in Illinois.
Like, no. They can practice here in Illinois. And if you don't know anything about Illinois, we have all the based laws.
Yeah.
You know?
Weed's
like,
legal. There's no cash bail.
I'm on board with the decisions Illinois makes for the most part.
Abortion's in our constitution.
Like, we're not like,
Okay, so
it's not a
here-
southern state thing. It's like,
Yeah. Here's what it is. It's like the majority of states, it looks like full practice.
Yeah.
And then like
he looked it up. That's why we have a man on the podcast.
and then I'm the producer. And then like a few other states, it's ironic that they would say it that way too, because a lot of the southern states are the ones that have restricted practice. But even
Interesting.
those, like,
Fascinating.
restricted doesn't mean they can't do it. It just means they don't have. It's limited.
They have
at
to have a
least
physician
one
present.
element. At least one element is limited, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. Yeah, I think they need another physician present. Yeah. And then the reduced practice is what it says. It's like it reduces the ability of the MPs. So yeah, this is super disingenuous. And if anything, the shithole states are the ones that have restricted practice, like Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia,
Yeah.
South Carolina,
Fascinating.
Tennessee, Missouri, Florida.
Ugh.
Yeah, great
I'm like,
upstanding
honestly,
marks.
the states that agree with you, I'm kind of sus about.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Let's keep it going, though. I want to see what
Keep it
she's gonna
going.
say.
I'm about to get more mad from this next sentence.
Yeah.
So the sentence we just read was, if you don't work in healthcare, you probably don't know the situation, but let's say it's not a good idea. A lot writing on that. This part is insane. Limited knowledge and education leads to a lot of mistakes and lowers the quality of care. Yes.
yourself.
Shut
Kill
the fuck
yourself.
up. Limited knowledge. So she's saying, like, okay, they're basically the same thing. She acknowledges that, but then doubles down as like,
They
well,
have a
actually,
different
it's-
degree, so I think they're stupid.
so they must be dumb. Yeah, they must be dumb as hell, even though it's like you're just being, yeah, whatever. Obviously, so this person goes on, obviously, that's not a universal statement. I love the NPs I work with. I love them pores, but, they have to know their place. Yeah. I love the NPs I work with, but if you know, you know. What the?
Literally said,
that
if you know.
If you know, you know.
That is a statement.
This bitch is so
Yeah.
obnoxious.
I love black people, but if you know.
If you
Well,
know,
you know.
you know.
You've met one, you met them all. That's all I'm saying. So I tell her, quote, then you're a dermatologist. Then you're a dermatology NP, not an attending dermatologist. And she got offended. Began saying that she can do anything a doctor can do, and sometimes even better. Earl said, I don't doubt your abilities, but it's misleading to present yourself as a physician, especially to patients who don't know any better. Okay, I'm going to finish the paragraph, and then she
Finish
called
it.
me an elitist and left the bar. Okay, I'm going to have my thoughts real
Yes,
quick.
because you are.
Yeah, because you are, one, and two, you're not a fucking patient.
Right?
You're at a family function thing.
Yeah, you're
She's probably dumbing it down for you specifically, not for you, but like for like the audience of a family.
friends. Yeah,
lot of
you're
people
just
aren't
at
in
a
healthcare.
hangout with friends. What the fuck?
It's like being like, I'm trying to give you an example, but like a lot of people will like kind of dumb down their jobs for other people if they're like trying to make small talk, or like the title especially, because it can be like really misleading or confusing.
Yeah, I usually say I'm a lawyer instead of a law clerk because law clerk
It's
presents
simpler
this
to-
idea of like a secretary, and I go to court. I argue in court. I don't think that's a representation of what I do. So I'll usually just say, yeah, I'm a lawyer. Like,
right, exactly.
that's insane. That is so elitist. And also, again, you're not a patient. You
Right, exactly.
are some broad
You are
at
not.
the bar.
The energy, exactly. The energy of this entire thing is this lady has a super has a complex in her mind about like her degree and like her accomplishments, and she's so insecure about it that like someone else being like that might disrupt that a little bit is like just because like it's not technically correct. She's like, actually, I went through the work, I did the that kind of thing. Like I did the work, I put in the hours.
Yeah.
And these fakes are coming in, and it's like, no, you just don't like them because. Like, it's not that it's a smarter decision. Not one's not better than the other, but like, yeah, being an NP is not a bad career move. It's oftentimes a lot less expensive. And if someone likes doing that, but
Yeah.
you want to be an asshole about like, oh, I'm technically better. Like, no, you are the asshole.
It is
Even if
such
you're-
a dick thing to do to like because
Yeah.
it's not like she was saying multiple times to random people, I'm a doctor, and I do love
Yeah.
this Am I the Asshole because it did subvert my expectations.
Yeah,
But,
same. 'Cause
like-
the first part was like, oh, my friend is like being a con artist. you
Yeah,
know?
that's what I thought. I thought she was pretending to be like she literally like is the front desk person at a library, but she's like, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Like,
she's
on the
a
plane,
nurse-
like, we have any doctors?
and like I love this line where she says, I can do anything a doctor can do, and sometimes even better because she's
It's
right.
like humble.
She's
Yeah.
right. This is
Exactly.
This is insane.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
my god.
Should I wait or should I finish?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Jason called me the next day and asked me to apologize to Alice for offending her profession. As I said, I have nothing against MPs. When you start a sentence like that, when you say I have nothing against blank, but you automatically
I have
have
nothing
lost.
against blacks, but
Yeah, I have nothing against Latinos and the other dirty ones, but like saying shit like that, like you are making a distinction there. You were like, yeah, but calling yourself a physician and claiming you have this exact same knowledge, if not more, is incredibly misleading. So am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that's so crazy. And like, the thing is too, like, if you're
Oh my god, I love the edits. Let's keep going. I gotta see the edits,
we
dude.
gotta read. Let him read the edit.
We love edits paragraphs. Okay, edit 2. So this is how you know that she lost, because
That's how you know the Reddit community was like, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole. So she got like the answer and she didn't like it. And now she's trying to change what it's about. So edit 2. I didn't call her out in front of everyone. It was more of a conversation between me and her. I doubt the others were listening. So that means that people could have been listening too.
Yeah, they
As they were
100%
engaging,
were
so-
listening.
So it 100% was in front of other people, especially if the husband was like, or the boyfriend was like, hey, can you apologize? That was rude.
Also, he
You know?
told her to tell her story again to
Yeah.
everyone.
Exactly. Okay, edit 3. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it becomes like actually, I'm right. Not some of y'all calling. I love like the use of y'all too. It's become so like used by everyone that
Yeah.
it's not locked down to anyone. It's probably just a fucking white woman kind of thing right now. But not some of y'all calling me sexist and then assuming I'm a man because I'm a physician. I'm a woman. I think it's less because you're a physician.
Not a
It's more because-
physician. You're
Yeah,
a resident.
Yeah,
You're
first
not
off,
a physician.
It's radiology. It's radiology.
You
It's a very
are a
specific thing.
radiologist resident. You are not a physician.
And once again, yeah, and the other funny thing is too, if people were assuming that this person's a man, I would say it wasn't because of the rank or the title that they have. It's because of how much of an asshole, oblivious asshole, elitist asshole they are being.
yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
usually something that guys fucking do. Like especially guys that have jobs that take education and stuff. They just they see the hard work they've put in, which isn't not hard. It's just that like other people go through hardships too, and they're like, well, I'm a doctor, so. Then last edit. Thank
This one
y'all
is
for the
so
comments.
bad.
You all are right. I do sound condescending and bitter, and I have a shit ton of bad experiences of patient mismanagement from mid-level provider. Oh no! It was so. It's not an apology. It's not an apology.
It's not
okay,
an
I'm
apology.
going
She's
insane.
saying,
I'm going
I've
insane.
had so much patient mismanagement from these stupid broads who call themselves
Doctors. No hate to you, but fuck you, die. Is what she said. I'm sorry. It's literally like if you replace that. I mean, obviously it's not the same as like a
if
race
you just
or.
look at the first part, it's like, okay, so she's admitting that she was wrong and that but
all she did
She's
to
learned-
make this is she learned to not put but after an apology, but still effectively did the same thing. It still works as a sentence if you say you are all right, but okay, I want to see the other things now.
Oh my god!
Not the
someone said
asshole
not
at
the
all.
asshole.
Pooper intendant. Okay, die.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Not the
Not
asshole.
the asshole. Are you downvoting all? You're just like no.
Oh my god! Everyone
God.
says not the asshole. She
Not the
is
asshole?
the asshole. She is
I
the
think
asshole.
did she like hide the other ones?
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Thank you so much for
Real
joining
fun,
us.
Yeah.
Spencer, tell
Love
the
being
people.
on the Adam Friedland show.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the Adam Friedland show. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me right now on TikTok. My username is Sens Rules. My name is Speener on there. I'm also on Instagram as Sens Rules, on Twitter as Sens Rules. Speener also for all of those. I post Joker stuff, but I also post a lot more. Like now, I'm transitioning to more general comedy sketches and stuff.
why Speener?
Yeah.
Yeah,
why
Speener?
Why Speener?
Someone it was a long time ago. I was in someone's chat and they misspelled my name as a command because I was like a command. I was a guest on their like show, and they wrote exclamation point Speener instead of exclamation point Spencer. And then because I was a Twitch streamer at the time, I probably will be eventually, just not yet. They all like locked on to all my fans because a lot of them were there, and so they just started. My community just started calling me Speener. So it kind of stuck.
Okay.
I like
liked
it. That's cute.
I
That's
like
good.
it, yeah.
It's cute. I was just like,
Also, my Letterboxd is also Speener. If you wanna, I have the original Speener. No one else has my name on there.
Letterbox.
Letterbox. For movies. Movie
My
reviews.
Letterbox. The place I shit in. I shit in a cat's litter box because I like to save water.
You have a litter box?
Yeah, I save
communal
water. It was
litter box.
so much water.
I
Anyways,
mean, what's to stop a human person from using a litter box?
God, life hack. I use a litter box to save so much cost on water. The cost of living has skyrocketed. I'm winning in the housing market.
Oh my god. Well, thank you so much for coming on this week. We'll
I'm gonna get a
definitely
litter box.
we are gonna check you out on Litterbox. Everyone,
on Letterboxd, yeah.
if you're listening, don't forget to leave a like on our podcast. Give us a 5-star rating. If you thought about
Yes.
giving us any less, kill yourself.
And
Yeah, please
mail a litter
die.
box to my house so I can start using it for me.
And if you're listening on YouTube, we love you very much. Thank you for always listening on our YouTube, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And we'll see you all.
Subscribe.
We'll see you all next week.